is fully established should have a permanent seat. The 22 countries of the Arab League should have a permanent seat. The 57 countries of the Islamic Conference should have a permanent seat. The 118 countries of the non-aligned movements should have a permanent seat. Then there is the G100, perhaps the small countries, should also have a permanent seat. So countries not included in the unions I've mentioned should perhaps be assigned a permanent seat to be occupied then in rotation, maybe every 6 or 12 months. Do you know who gave that speech, Godwin?
No, unless
Muammar Gaddafi.
Oh, okay.
It's part of a long speech he gave in 2009, where he had the answer to all these problems.
Okay.
He gave the answer to not just for Africa, but all about the compensation for what Frederick was talking about, the compensation for the colonial looting and plundering, about the role of the United Nations being one where no two nations should go to war with it. It's actually violates the United Nations Charter for any two countries to go to war. So what I'm saying here is that I don't know what your view. I'd be interested to know any of you what your views are on how you think the relevance. Do you think the United Nations is even relevant today regarding these problems?
But Bernie, before we, we have not much time anymore.
Okay.
We are nearly 2 hours. I think better for now, we discuss how we continue to stay in contact.
Yes,
Wolfgang. And then we can, for example, this could be one time a topic.
Yeah, you can think about this for the future. For the future.
Yeah, it's
I
really,
just thought I'd bring
topic.
this up, just bring your attention to this, so
Yes.
you can think about it, because it is important.
Yeah, maybe before we end, that maybe Godwin, you tell us which points you want that we discuss here and get experts for, maybe, and think that it's an important issues for you. There we could exchange our opinions.
Okay, thank you. So I made some points as critical issues facing Ghana, and I will re-echo on things that some of them that I wish we can discuss. And number one is the issue of poverty, the issue of unemployment, the issue of education, and the last issue which is the collaboration. I mean, collaboration that we can have together to solve some of these issues, not even in Ghana, but I mean other countries at large. And last, to add up this migration issue.
Okay, what I think, what I have seen, what I don't like, how these things are structured, yeah? This is a free market policy of the industrial developed countries, because this makes impossible that African countries can develop their own industries. Secondly, the subventions they give to their farmers, that how they destroy the agriculture in Ghana, and I've heard Cameroon and Nigeria, some try to ban now these imports. Yeah, this I think is also a very important point. Then the stealing of money, the taxes with international companies. Yeah, they don't register the profits in African countries. They do it in tax oases, and those steal the money which you need to develop your countries. And this, I think, is also a very important point, how we can this tax stealing of the international companies. And naturally, how the resources, the resources they get from Africa, how it's possible to get fair prices. And another point is what you are trying to organize, what have Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire. how in the products you have, where you have somehow a strong position, that how you can unite to bring good prices for your resources through. Now, that they can't play one country against the other to bring the prices down. And these were some of the points. Then naturally the overfishing of the sea. And then in Cairo, they met because of the climate change, and they have promised to pay reparations for what the industrial countries have destroyed in the global south. And I'm not sure that they will do it. I think there has to be a political movement to say, please, you have to pay. You are mainly responsible, and you have now to pay and to compensate the countries in the global south and support new energies, the development. So these were some of the points, I think, where you can't only do something alone in Ghana, where you need international cooperation. And this point, I think, would be nice we concentrate on it, that somehow we support you in your movements. And I must also say, you know, our countries, the European and America, they are used. If things go out of hands in countries, they make interventions. And they intervene and try to avoid these developments. And like in Libya, how I see it, also what happened. So it is also very important that your whole movement is known in the world. And if they try to bring you down, that we have already a solidarity network from first now. That they can't just, then they bring issues here, why these movements are bad and why so this is how they used, and they have more or less still a monopoly to bring to inform the people according to their interests and not what is true. So therefore, I think also for you, and for us, naturally, I must say, when you see the West African countries, how they go down, Burkina and other countries with violence, you are a very big hope for whole West Africa. What you have brought forward now, which give hope to the young people, not maybe to flee, not to go in violent direction. So also for this, you are very important, how I see really what you say for the globe and for your area. So even out of this interest, we need a strong cooperation.
I just say to respond to Wolfgang, very important points you made there, Wolfgang, regarding the solidarity, all right, which Ghana deserves, the solidarity. Now, you're talking about this, the way they interfere with, you know, finance, the money gets stolen and this and that, all right? This is a legal matter, all right? It's a legal matter. And I think we need to think about Ghana's legal representation within this coalition, this solidarity of countries, because these people use law, what's called lawfare, L-A-W-F-A-R-E. They use, they make up fake charges against leaders. They did this against Lula in Brazil. You know, they make up these fake charges that he's corrupt. They did it with the guy in Peru, the Castillo, and they make up these fake charges that these people are corrupt when they're not. They're not corrupt, but they use these legal instruments to have these people put in jail and removed from power. And this is the kind of the soft coup that they use now. Now they know the military coup is too obvious now. People can see it. We've seen so many color revolutions and things going on all over the place, you know. So now they're using a legal lawfare, they call it, the legal way of. So what I'm saying is you need to protect yourself with a legal infrastructure needs to be, you know, in cooperation with your allies, all right, in Africa and outside of that. And in Germany has a big responsibility here. Germany has not behaved well, particularly regarding this Ukraine war, I'll say, but I'm not going to go into the details of that. But Germany has a big responsibility in Europe to stand up against, you know, the free market neoliberal the American idea that we snap our fingers and you do what you're told. Germany has to stand up and say no more of this. All right. So this is important developments. You have given a very good, Godwin, given a very good presentation of what needs to be done. Yes, what needs to be done here. It's now to devise a strategy to proceed, to advance with these initiatives, to bring about a situation where people won't want to flee from Ghana. People won't want to leave the country. People, these are the treasure. This is the human resources are the wealth of your country as much as finances. So that's my thought on this, and I thank you very much for bringing up this presentation and educating me about the situation. Thank you, Godwin.
Thank you.
The next meeting, Godwin, you will return maybe end of next week, yeah?
Yes.
We had discussed we want always to do the first and the third Saturday in the month. So then we should make then our first meeting then on the 3rd of February, the 3rd Saturday on February, the same time, yeah?
Okay.
3 o'clock Ghana, 4 o'clock here.
Okay.
And maybe we discuss together how to prepare it, or which topics we take.
Okay.
Are there other proposals how we should continue? I don't know, Martin, you have not, do you want to say something? Oh, okay, Godwin.
Yeah, so I would like to propose also if we can get experts. I mean, all of us here experts in multiple fields like agriculture, banking, finance, law, and production. If we can get experts who we can invite them, who can do this exchange programs, who can give this educations, who can give these foundations. I mean, even if it's finance, we can set a fund or something like small to repeat people. We think that we can set up that will be result oriented for people to see that, okay, this is what this person has become here. So you too can become here. And like I said, we are a TV channel. So we have a lot of people. We do some of this is live.
Yeah.
So we can do it for the people to see. And trust me, we can have a change within a shortest possible time.
So Martin,
yeah, Martin. Yeah, we have Martin here.
We don't hear you, Martin. We don't hear you. It's not unmuted, but we don't hear you. Muted. You are open, but we don't hear you. With a microphone, it's maybe something. Or the cable, yeah. So maybe next time, nah? But maybe write your email in the chat that we can contact you, nah? I'm nearly sure you have heard. We want to make it the 3rd Saturday in February.
And before that, I was
Yes.
looking at probably my traveling to Ghana might be Saturday next weekend. Probably I might be in my flight.
No, it is on the 3rd of the Saturday in February. No?
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's clear. Next week we should not do it. We start with the 3rd as our first meeting.
That's cool.
When you are back, no?
Okay.
So put your emails. The few which are still here. Bernie has put his email. We can all take it and take. please.
Okay, I don't know if anybody also have a say on what I said about we needing an expert. I mean experts in all forms of production levels, so like those in legal, agriculture, and all this. If we can bring people on board and even finance, if we can do that. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has something to say on that.
What I know is you will get big problems because of the indebtedness. There's an interest go up. I think is a very, very important point. The risk is there we get the 80s again with the structural program from the IMF and so on, destroying the education and the health system, what you have achieved. So it should be a very important, we try, I think we all try to check which people have knowledge, which are take human beings and human living conditions first, and not that these people get their money back. So we should all check who is ready and can contribute and give us, and especially you in Ghana, good education about the topics.
I have an idea. I know we're running out of time, but I have an idea I'd like to give you now regarding this. All right, Godwin.
Yes.
Your organization, all right, try and get in touch with people who are involved with the Latin American countries. I'm talking about Brazil, Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela, all right? Try and get in touch, Argentina as well is a good one, all right? These people, try and get in touch with them and explain the problem of this expropriation of national wealth and the extortion by the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, because they are actually planning on taking the UNASUR. This is the it's a Latin American countries union. It's a union of Latin American countries called UNASUR, UNASUR. You might like to go on the internet and check it, all right? But okay. they are planning. Lula is involved in this, and that's why they're trying to get rid of him. They're still trying to overthrow Lula at the moment. All right, they want to take the International Monetary Fund to the United Nations and charge them with extortion. That's one of the plans they want to do, is to take the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund and World Bank to the United Nations and say, listen, we want this debt, cancellation of debt. That's what I'm talking about. The cancellation of these debts that they've been saddled with, all right? And this is one of the big reasons why they're having all these attempts to overthrow them in Latin America, Godwin.
Okay, I don't know if you can send a link to that group for me, their name or something on our chat so I can get it well.
Yeah. Have I got your email address, Godwin?
Yes, I have my email address here.
Where is it now? Is it in the chat?
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Right. Oh, yeah. Let me just copy that. Don't close the meeting down yet. I want to.
No. You can all copy the chat that you get the.
I want to copy these things down quickly.
That you get the email addresses.
Yeah, so I can, get.
That's a relatively small step we did forward today. Now, I thought really that more people join. I tried to contact a lot, but we all know small step by step by step. This is like this.
Yeah. Right. I'm copying Godwin's email. Copying that one. Paste it. Right. I've got that one. Now I'm also going to copy Christina. I've got your one there. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Yeah, I've got that one now. Who else is here? Right.
Martin, I think, is the last one.
Martin, yeah, contact at Alton Heath.
This is Martin, huh? Martin.
Yes, I've got Martin. Yeah.
No, you come. Good.
Yeah. I found the problem. Yeah.
Oh, well done, Martin.
Yeah, it's the Zoom is always not my friend.
Hang on, hold on.
Yeah, and then even I have the chance to say some words about myself. So I'm a friend of Klaus. We know each other for more than 20 years, I guess. So, and I'm married to a Ghanaian since 28 years. So I'm flying in and out of Ghana, and I'm retired now since the beginning of the year, so I have more time to join things like this here and work on this. And so that's my root background here. And I wanted to say one word about the Godwin's initiative. But we have to be aware that this initiative is like, I like to call it a root opposition. Yeah, and it doesn't represent, when we are talking of the German government doesn't really recognize this. The German government, as a government on a diplomatic level, works together with the Ghanaian government. Yeah, that one we have to keep in mind. So there is an official side and an official image of Ghana, and a lot of those problems that are addressed here by Godwin, they are not published by our government. I don't want to say that they don't know it. I don't want to say that they don't know it, but they will not publish it because it just for the simple reason that most of the people here, it won't interest them. No? Yeah.
Martin, what's your second name, Martin?
Oh, that's complicated. Schnurpfeil.
Spell it for me.
Let me write it. So,
yeah, write it down there. Yeah.
And your email, can we have Martin's email?
Yeah, I gave you my official email because my wife and me, we are also running a small NGO here to support projects for elderly care in Africa, but mostly in Ghana. We have one project. If you go to this
Kontakt Afrikanhilfe. This is his email.
That is we should use that one.
Right. I've got a problem here. My mouse won't work. I've lost my connection.
Martin was saying something about, you have an NGO.
I've got it. Yeah.
I would like to know more about it, and some of the things that you do in Ghana. I would like to get in touch and know so that we can, publish some of these things that, it's been done to let the people know what is really going on. So my TV station and we can come in touch, and then we can showcase, even some of your projects that you are doing to let the people know what is going on, to motivate other people to do that more.
Yeah. Now off topic, mutual view.
Mutual view.
Yeah. So I will contact you afterwards or later. Okay. Since you are here, we have the opportunity to connect easily here. I wrote down I copied your WhatsApp account, so I will contact you there.
Yeah. Okay, so then thank you all for your participation. Thank you, Godwin. It encouraged us, I think, gives us more hope. And for me, I must say it is one of the best movements I've ever heard in Africa, and I read my whole life about it. This basic democratic thing, then the empowerment, what Christina also said of the people, what you are doing, and not just to change the leaders, but that the people can lead themselves. This is very, very strong. I support this basic democratic initiative. I think is also the way to change it sustainably. So we can go ahead and thank you very much. I think in 3 weeks we will hear us again, and maybe you can win more people to join.
Exactly.
We have all seen the quality in this contact we have now in Ghana. I think we can have a very good partner here from the other countries, a very strong partner.
If I may just say briefly,
yes,
regarding the governance of the people taking responsibility for the governance of Ghana, all right? Because you cannot trust your leadership, all right? That's very clear from your presentation, that the leaders are not really interested in the benefit of the people.
Exactly.
Now what you can take a lesson here from a country that spent 60 years now doing exactly what Ghana wants to do. and this is Cuba. All right, Cuba for 60 years has been bullied by blockades, embargoes, sanctions, all sorts, and they have. So I know quite a lot about Cuba. I've been studying Cuba, and they actually have a situation where people are not allowed to elect leaders who are going to use it as some kind of career for their own advancement. That you have to qualify yourself to be a leader, and they have people, all sorts of people are involved, ordinary people who have positions where decisions are made by the grassroots level. This is where the decisions should be made, from the grassroots level, not from the elites, the oligarchs, etc. So Cuba is a great role model to, and of course, Cuba has been treated very badly by the United States for the last 60 years. So I just thought I'd mention that.
Okay. In the media, we hear nearly only negative things about Cuba here. In the West is clear, but maybe it could be also one time a topic that we can discuss. Discuss about it, no?
Yeah.
That we, Also then, goodbye.
Thank
Have
you,
a nice day,
everybody.
Thank you very much. We shall overcome.
We will. Yeah. Victory.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.